Scrambling to organize receipts and review what new credits are available and which ones were eliminated this year as you file your income taxes. Now, the deadline is only 6 weeks away now, so you may want to be careful not to make any mistakes that might get you audited. Financial expert and CPA Gene Marks of the Marks Group is here tonight, and he has some simple but very important tips to keep Uncle Sam off your back. Thanks for coming in, Gene.
Thanks, Joyce, and how true.
Oh, yeah. Well, if there is just one typical big mistake that taxpayers make that can put them under the microscope, what would it be?
Oh, I'll tell you right off the bat, Joyce, it's math. You would think that's the easiest thing to do, but the taxpayers make the most mistakes actually doing the math calculations on their return. And whenever you subject your return to the IRS, they check your math. So my advice to you, if you're going to file this year, do an electronic filing. Only 1% of those returns have errors. Up to 20% of tax returns have mathematical errors, and they can get you in trouble.
Wow, do your math. Okay, there are a lot of taxpayers who believe, you know what, I don't make enough money to get audited. Is that true?
You know, there's some truth to that, Joyce. Only 1% of taxpayers actually get audited. So, you know, that's 1.1 million taxpayers out of the people that file. So it's not as much as you think, but then as you make more money, particularly after you get over $200,000 a year, your percentage of getting audited increases significantly a lot. But it's random, so no matter what you're making, though, you could still be chosen.
Okay, so what if you report less than what you earned, like maybe not including a service fee that was separate from your full-time job?
Yeah, I got to be really careful about that, because remember, Joyce, is that whatever you get, you're getting 1099s and W-2s from your employers, even if you're doing outside work. All of that is reported to the IRS. So if you're not putting that stuff on your tax return, the IRS is knowing about it. They're going to compare those numbers. It's a big red flag to catch you.
Okay, so what's allowed and what's not seems to change every tax year. We're going to put a full list on our website, but Gene, give us 5 or 6 quick tips to avoid problems filing.
Okay, are you ready, Joyce? First of all, number one, you got to keep it simple when doing your tax return. In fact, if you file a 1040 EZ, it almost eliminates your chance almost of getting audited. That's one. Number two, if you're taking deductions, you're running a small business for business meals, be very, very careful. It's a red flag to the IRS, so make sure you've got your receipts there. If you're claiming the home office deduction, the rules have been simplified a lot this year. You can take a standard deduction now, which is really good, but if you decide not to take the standard deduction and try and deduct more for a home office, you could run into problems. It sets off a red flag. Large charitable deductions is another big red flag for the IRS. If you're deducting more for charities that's sort of commensurate with your income, their antennas go up, so be careful about that too. Two more things, running a small business, particularly if you're in a cash business, you know, you got a pizza shop, you're running a restaurant, you don't take credit cards, that throws up red flags for the IRS as well, and they tend to audit those guys a little more. And as a shout out to my friend Elliot, who is not here tonight, Joyce, I'm sure he's out playing basketball somewhere. You know him. He reminded me, and it's true, you have until April 15th to make your IRA contribution for last year. So even if you hadn't made it yet, you can still make it until April 15th, get a deduction for it on last year's return. So keep that under consideration. Wow,
that's 4 months into this year.
That's right.
All right, great advice, Gene. And again, we're going to have all of those tips and more that Gene provided us on our website at myfoxphilly.com on the home page. We also have a link for you to reach Gene there as well. Thanks so much for coming in, Gene. That's good advice.
Thanks a lot, Joyce.
We're going to see you soon, okay?
Yep.
All right, bye-bye. All right, well, Amazon is branching out once again. The online retailer now plans to enter the world of radio. Fox's Jolene Kent has more on that.
Amazon is branching out once again. The video streaming internet retailer is reportedly in, quote, deeper talks with record labels to launch a music streaming service as early as this year. If released, Amazon will enter a very crowded market